Welcome to Coffee Time Council. Once again, new week, new episode with Hafiz and Adi here. And of course, we're always going to start something with national news, headlines that you may find this week. But of course, we cannot talk all of them. There'll be a lot. Even from one country, one particular country, Adi. It's so many headlines, especially not just from many other corner of the country, but about two persons, the bromance that they say. So, who are these two people you're talking about?
Well, if you have looked at the past few episodes, you've noticed that we have been quite focused on a particular country, notably one particular leader of a country, because it seems that every single week, Hafiz, President Donald Trump always seems to be making the headlines, causing all kinds of outrage. And we ourselves always find ourselves quite intrigued to see what kind of radical ideas and radical push and that Mr. President, is trying to push for. We've covered last time his war on universities with Columbia University and then Harvard University. Luckily, Malaysian students are still able to stay for now. For now, it is just a stopgap measure thanks to the judicial courts filing putting a stopgap measure on it. But we will see how the story unfolds. But now he seems to be fighting a new war on former ally Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who was brought on as informal advisor through the Department of Governmental Efficiency, DOGE. And even then, he was not without any kind of controversy. This is someone that has given tremendous support during Trump's campaign. Top donor, $290 million, and supporting him throughout the entire campaign, and then still sticking through. But now something has happened. There's a rift happening in the Oval Office between these two giants here, these two elites, these two businessmen of immense standing and wealth. Hafiz.
Yes, there's a fallout between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and it was on the surface. This is just what publicly known. It was started due to the big, beautiful bill. It was, Elon annoyed so much about it, as he said in his X tweet. He says that he can't take it anymore, so he has to go on publicly on his Twitter account. I mean X account, which has like millions, hundreds of millions of followers, so everyone knows from first hand what he said about Donald Trump. And one of the things that he said is a disgusting abomination. When was the last time you heard someone describe something as a disgusting abomination about a big, beautiful bill? So that's what Elon Musk thought of it, because the bill just narrowly passed the House of Representatives. Now it's going through the Senate. So this is where, I think Elon would think to himself, like, maybe the House of Representatives would not let it pass. But he said, oh, I was wrong. So now I have to intervene here. I have to be direct to the president and to the world that this is a big mistake, because raising the debt ceiling, which is already astronomical, it's not going to be a good calculation for, in terms, at least from his side, because he was trying so hard in his Dodge department to save money, but all this will go to vain if they just keep doing what America keep doing the best, which is keep raising this ceiling. Otherwise, they cannot function as a government. So Adi, this is a classic, I would say, good cop, bad cop, I think, Adi, in terms of this fallout, because, I skeptic with the skeptic about the intention of Elon Musk started the war towards Donald Trump here publicly. I mean, he could have said this behind closed doors, but why taking it to X? Why making it public as, a real time? And it's like, it's like everyone in the WhatsApp group, everyone noted with all this, and Donald Trump also replying to him in real time. Everyone can read him. So I think this is another. If you just go back to 20 years ago, where Donald Trump hosting The Apprentice, I think this is where Trump see himself like, I'm the Apprentice, host The Apprentice for 20 years ago. Now I still the host of this telenovela or soap opera call the government of America. So I think this is what they're doing, and characters come and go as in The Apprentice, and Elon Musk is one of them as well. Just as well as Steve Bannon, you can say Mike Pence. This is people, the trusted best buddies from Trump 1.0 last time. So let's start with this. What do you think, Adi? What do you think caused the rift between the two?
I really think it's just a matter of time, to be honest, because yeah, of course we have painted them so far as they were the best of friends. They've supported each other through thick and thin. They are codependent upon each other to ensure that Donald Trump provides the legitimacy, while Elon Musk provides the financial resources, the talent, and whatever technical expertise. But remember, at one point back in 2022, they used to fight with one another on social media. Elon Musk used to call Trump crazy, then they would go back and forth. Even before this, we have had instances where Elon Musk has funded Democrat parties as well. So it's not to say that his what's it called, his allegiance is cohesive. It is very much fluid and is very much contingent on whatever his interests are at the time. Now, his interests, when he bought Twitter and then renamed it to X, he's tried to position himself as this culture war warrior for the he wants to stand against the woke agenda and all that, and that seems to be his entire bent. What better platform politically at the time to help platform that idea and agenda that he has against the whole anti-woke, whatever he wants to call it, culture war? It is the Republican Party. It is the ones that's trying to fight against the Democrat and liberal causes. And it's just a marriage of convenience there. It's a marriage of, it's an alliance of conveniences between both Trump and Elon Musk. They both have sought out that alliance. So it is not ideologically cohesive, right? It is contingent upon their own interests. Trump, I definitely feel he has a completely different idea of how he wants to tackle the socio-political environment and climate in America. Elon Musk wants to do it in a way that is more online savvy. It's very, very sad to see, because it's this unspoken rule: you don't bring online in real life, right? That kind of culture, right? But it's also revealing, because Elon Musk allegedly on X said that accused Trump is on Epstein's files, and then he referenced impeachment, and then tried to position himself as the architect for why Trump won. So he's definitely all guns out here, saying all kinds of things. I mean, the whole reference to Jeffrey Epstein and all that, there is an ongoing conversation that has been very divisive in America, and that has unveiled a lot of issues with the billionaire top 1% elites, right? And it also highlights the relationships they both have with one another. They're both very dependent on one another. So perhaps also in another way, them having this back and forth could also be sort of an arranged skirmish here, just to gauge something. Maybe it could also, because these at this level, they can play all kinds of games with one another to try change the optics, to change the narrative here and there. So it could be either way for me. It's all going to be interesting to see how both of them evolve that relationship from now to later, because we know that for Trump, he's always a case of all guns blazing first. We'll talk later. We'll come. I'll bring in the outrage, then we negotiate later. He fires the gun, then we'll come to the negotiating table. So that could also be a situation here. I could be wrong as well, because it can go either way as well.
Well, with this two, anything could go sideways or whatever ways. But you mentioned about the tweet about Epstein file or whatever, and just I think 24 hours after that, when Trump says there will be serious consequences with that, he deleted Musk deleted all that tweet mentioning, especially the one mentioning Epstein files. So I think we see maybe Elon Musk here kind of using his way to get to what he wants here, because yeah, I mean, you are right. We all know this is gonna this too is not gonna last forever, but this quick, really, just after he was leaving Dodge, and then he was given a golden key. He's my best friend, the best business the world ever seen. But that's the word of Donald Trump. And then less than a week, this happened. No way. So I would say that these two whether whatever is very performance the performance of these two on public really it's not really what's actually happening behind the closed door, but Trump here, Musk here is trying what to get what he wants because there's so many on the line here because there's so many government contracts that can be in jeopardized by having a feud with Donald Trump here. But for Trump, he's done. I mean, he already got the donation. Election is done. He's the president now. Nothing can change that. So he's good. Elon Musk now need to reap all the benefit that whatever investment 288 million that he was invested for Donald Trump campaign. Now he needs to reap the benefit, even though he already made like about 200 billion out of it. But you know, they always want more. They can never be enough. So I think this is a very ambitious man with very big ambition towards it. And I think Donald Trump here just, I mean, look at his record, right? All the people that was close to him, left, right, and center, all come and go from his first administration 10 years ago. Now, same thing happening as well. Keep changing people from his cabinet. So I think there's a consonant here where a consistency here, where Donald Trump is the problem, the epicenter of all this drama, and he is running the show. That shows that whatever it is, Donald Trump will decide, and that's what he wants.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see like this relationship Donald Trump and with Elon Musk here, because what I'm trying to say here is that there's this we have to acknowledge this relationship between the whole corporate oligarchs with the governance machine here, because we've seen that American governance is very much interlinked and some even highly embedded together with the technocratic oligarchs. They have, and it's always seen the back and forth in terms of relationship, not just the big tech companies. We've seen like with Reagan, with GE, Bush with oil, and then Trump now has all these billionaires and business executives to power his cabinet. In roles he put as advisory it says, but it's still, you have all these high-powered lobbyists like pushing for whatever they have, and they're all of a business executive corporate character. You have Peter Thiel, you have Sachs, you have Elon Musk as well. You have the Doge, crypto policy units, AI task force, all these high-powered individuals, and that is not exclusive to just Trump's administration. It's just one that has taken on a particular character where they have now been showing to the public how antagonistic they are willing to be here. And so it shows that, yes, there is this injection of corporate entities acting as advisors, but also you see Trump here trying to, it's very paradoxical. It's using state power at the same time, leveraging on his experience as a businessman. He uses the state to exercise executive power to not as limits of personal power, but almost like a CEO kind of position. He sees it as like a leverage buyout here and there, and then if he sees underperforming assets, he'll cut them out immediately. And Trump here is not running a corporation anymore, right? He's not bound by stakeholders. He's not bound by markets and all that. He's going through it with no hands on it, no cuffs on his hands, and this is just another expression of that. So you have this current battle between the oligarchs, and then you have a more I wouldn't say I say yes, it would be a very heavy-handed approach to governance, which is very interesting because you see that because this is so fluid, right? All these high-powered executives come and go now. They come depending on as power brokers to see what kind of interest aligns with Donald Trump. And if I have to give an analogy, it's not too different from the elites that we have here back in Malaysia as well, in how much they lobby to ensure concessions, to ensure deregulation on particular industries so that they can thrive and all that. But in America, we see that on full scale. We can see because they do believe in that whole the capitalist free market liberal agenda. So it's it's what I don't know how to give a value judgment on this. I don't think I can. Regardless, it is a relationship um, that where I think Trump does not want to remove the oligarchs, right? That has been always embedded in Washington. Simply, he's now trying to bend it over through his own executive function.
Well, I think Elon Musk need to remember, while he is the richest man on earth, Trump is the most powerful man on earth. So, though he has a lot of money, that money cannot be converted to power as well. It's still Donald Trump that called the shots here. I think that's where he get irritated day by day with all these little things. And the big, beautiful bill is just the tip that makes him really, really annoyed with it. And this is just not because the big, beautiful bill has a lot of things that senators would say, like, something that they haven't seen yet. This is something that they don't approve. But because it's part of a very big bill, it's over 1,000 pages. So, if it's passed, then it's passed, So this is a sneaky way of Donald Trump try to fit in all whatever that he wants to push. Debt ceiling is just one of them. That's maybe a few pages of it. How about the rest? Can anyone, walk us through what are the contains about all this bill? So, otherwise this is just America walking in the dark, just trying to step in the dark and, hoping for the best. And that's not something that you want to do as a strategy. And Elon Musk is coming up with a warning to just Senate to just like, hold on, it's going through the Senate right now. Please be careful with this. Because otherwise there's no other way that we can attract attention. Because if it's just good and every day is a bromance day between Trump and Elon Musk, I think the Senate would just like bulldoze it and make it pass. So I think that's a good way also, like how Elon Musk, as someone that he has no formal position in the government. So that's the best thing he can do. He has the money, he has the platform, make a shout for it, and then hopefully catch people's attention. And now it happened. It catch people's attention. Definitely gonna catch a lot of senators' attention as well. Though I have a feeling that this is another performances by these two. Just again, I'm gonna use the good cop bad cop thing, so that Trump is not gonna be the president again next time due to his limitation and also his age. So he has nothing to lose. But Elon Musk, maybe what if I tell you right now, you hear it first, if Elon Musk is the future president of the United States, it could happen.
Wow.
Yeah, that's unthinkable, right?
Yeah, but I hope that does not come to pass at all.
If someone said Donald Trump will be the president of the United States 20 years ago, people like, are you out of your mind? He is a very divisive person. He has no knowledge about politics, but look at where we are right now. It happened. So never say never when it comes to American politics, and especially with the richest man on the planet.
Yeah, and we're not definitely not experts completely on the American political scene here.
Yeah.
We're just giving our own opinions on what we see and how we see it as outsiders here. We're like what'd you say, in a football match, we're the ones sitting on the sides, just like thinking, oh, okay, what's going on there? Why do okay? But regardless, we find this cause of concern because it does mirror a lot of what happens here in Malaysia with the role of corporate elites, and then we might see, because now we're positioning ourselves to be a manufacturer in the semiconductor industry, so we would see all kinds of tech startups coming up. What would those tech startups have in influencing governance? America is a cautionary tale or not in this regard, and how much power does individual personalities exercise with the power that they have, especially with someone like Donald Trump, who has a very mercurial personality, very trigger happy. Even now, recently, we've seen him pull the trigger on Title 10 so that he can send the National Guard over to Los Angeles to curb protests. A move that some laud as taking back Agency of American Immigration, and while others say it's unconstitutional, right? So there is this argument to be made: is Donald Trump overstepping his bounds here with the not just the the country's legal architecture, but with the power brokers that have always played a role in Washington. So we'll see how that relationship unfolds. Because now we see that everyone talks about all these. We need to embrace technology in our lives, innovation, new solutions, smart solutions, technological solutions, and that is going to rely on a lot of the tech service providers, and they will gain even more influence. I don't think Trump would cut out that entire possibility just because Elon Musk is out so far for now. But it could mean that, this could be an opportunity for other tech giants to come into the fold and then lobby for their own agendas and their own business designs with a businessman president.
I'll be surprised if Donald Trump can survive his first year as a president without an attempt for his impeachment. So that would be because judging by the speed of everything that's happening, it was just January already he was president. Now it's been 6 months. A lot of things happens. Front end, Middle East, in the domestically now with his first buddy, they call it first buddy, Elon Musk now, and then of course we're gonna keep our eye on this. You have to keep your eye on American politics because there are so many things that's going on in America right now. So I think that's it for this episode. And Adi mentioned about tech. And then privacy a little bit just now, maybe hinting to our second episode. So do you want to find out what is our second episode? See you in the next episode.